Hello and welcome to Blah Blah Comics, Blah Blah Curse Words. I'm Derek.
I'm Colby.
I'm Nick.
And we talk
Ooh,
comics sometimes.
that's right. Got a very special guest today. Mr. Nick Mundy's in the house.
Hey guys, how's it going?
He's going pretty awesome, pretty awesome.
Pretty fantastic, man.
It's weird day today, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. We were just talking before the show that none of us have seen the new Star Wars trailer. And you invited us to make fun of your pain a little bit that you haven't seen the new Star Wars trailer, so this is me poking at you a little bit.
Well, yeah. I'm going to not watch any trailers, or I'm going to really do my hardest not to. I mean, I'm going to see stills and stuff, but sure. But I'm going to I'm a type of guy who gets ruined by spoilers, and I look it up, and I'm terrible at that.
I do that too.
So I wanted to go completely the other end and not watch any trailers ever.
Completely blind.
Yeah.
Well,
which is just dumb and stupid. My fiance is yelling at me. Why are you doing this, you asshole?
Just self-inflicted pain. You gotta hold it in sometimes.
There's no goodness in my heart.
Well, it's worth it for Star Wars. That's one of those things that the sacrifice will be rewarded in the end, most likely.
Well, I was one of those assholes who slept 3 days for tickets. Also, I'm the movie phone existed then,
right?
I was just that dumb.
My buddy and I, we were in high school. We were seniors in high school when Phantom Menace came out, and we were the kind of nerds who didn't skip on senior skip day, but we did skip that day to go get in line at 4 o'clock in the morning for Phantom Menace tickets. A, it was for Phantom Menace. B, the fucking paper came and took a picture of the line, so our faces were clearly plastered on the front page of the local newspaper for everyone to see on the day we skipped school. So yeah, we fucking handled that right.
That's how you do. Wait, speaking of trailers, a huge debacle crap going on with the Batman versus Superman stuff.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to judge a movie based on the content of it.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof. Look, and I've gotten already so much flack about quote hating DC, even though I actually like DC comics more than Marvel, and I love the TV shows. And I'm doing a DC project with Warner Brothers Digital.
Oh, nice.
Me and my two writing. Yeah, it's just the news is we just decided to start telling everyone. The new,
Fantastic.
we're doing Wonder Twins.
Ooh.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god! And you said animated?
No, live action.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
we're just working on the script. That will come first, and then we'll kind of go from there.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm pretty. Yeah, it's gonna be like the 21 Jump Street version of the Wonder Twins, which is a lot of fun.
Sounds awesome.
I'm fucking sold.
And we just had this new series come out with Comedy Central and Chris Jericho. So if you've seen that, it's going to be more of that plus bigger. And
Which that is amazing, by the way. I've been watching that for the past 2 days. Incredible. I'm a huge Jericho fan, so that is
sweet.
Amazing.
Jericho's my favorite wrestler.
I'll do the plug. It's nothing to report on ComedyCentral.com or their YouTube channel. All 6 episodes are out. Please watch it. It's my favorite thing I've ever done.
It's amazing. I can vouch for that. It's incredible. I've watched all 6 episodes. I've watched episode 3 and 4 3 times because those were my favorite ones. And
that's racism and emotional scars.
Yes.
Okay.
I have not had a chance to watch it yet. I've had a pretty hectic week, but I am so excited about this.
Get out.
You're out. Get out.
Jericho's my favorite wrestler. I had an anecdote I actually wanted to share about Jericho.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so he came through my town probably, it was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was a house show. It wasn't for Raw. It was just a house show that they did, and a buddy of mine had won tickets to it, so we were on the front row of this really fun house show, and sometime in the middle of it, it's not one of the big, super big matches, but it was a no hold bars match. He was beefing with Matt Hardy at the time. He was doing his Jericho persona. He was the heel. Hardy very clearly face. They come out. It's a no hold bars match. The entire fucking arena is going Hardy, Hardy, except me, my buddy, and the 2 guys sitting next to us are Jericho, Jericho, because Jericho's fucking awesome. Well, he gets Hardy down. Hardy's on the mat. He jumps out of the ring, goes under the ring, grabs a steel chair, looks and points directly at us.
That's awesome.
Because we've been cheering for him, and we all lost our shit. We were yeah, yeah. because it was the best moment in my life for wrestling. Jericho will always be my favorite wrestler because he took the time. You know, he recognized his fans.
No doubt. He's a great dude too. Like, we become pals, even though he won't admit it. But like, look, when you text about Paul Stanley on Christmas, you're friends, no matter who.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, he's just top notch dude. Really good fella. Was fantastic in this. Worked his ass off. So good, so collaborative, hilarious. Brought so many jokes. My two writing partners, the guy who directed Clint Gage, and Michael Truly, one of the writers, and he also played Hawk in the Partners episode. We love him. I mean, he was the best partner to work with. No one could have done what he did. I believe that. Like, I mean, it's a buddy cop thing, and I'd rather have him than like Mel Gibson, despite the racism. Even take that aside. Take his racism aside.
Right. Leave that a little bit on there. Hard to do.
No, he's just really just the best guy. I've worked with a lot of people, and he's just a really good, collaborative, smart guy, and he works his ass off. His work ethic is insane. It's like just trying to keep up with him. It's like, wait, so you're going to, So you're going to,
knowing him, it's
he had a Fozzy concert, a WWE house show, did our show for 3 days, and then he had Raw. Sorry, you can edit that part out.
No problem. No problem. That's what I was about to say. Is I've seen him twice. Once on a Fozzy tour, the second time at a house show, and they were within a week of each other. And at the house show, his trunks kind of fell off, and he mooned half the crowd. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was a bonus antidote for you all.
And the show came out Monday, and it's been doing really well. And
it can do better though. I want this into a full show. It would be amazing.
Tell Comedy Central. I mean, it's happened before. They had a show called Idiot Sitter, which was fantastic. They started online, and now it's a full series. So it's part of their pilot process now.
We definitely need to make that happen then, because this show would be incredible as a weekly series. Like I said, I've watched every episode too many times because of it, and I want a show for this. We should definitely try to do our best to make this happen. So
please, that'd be fantastic.
Let's do it. So now with Jericho and The Rock, you've kind of got your own wrestling faction going on.
It's weird. My career, I was into two things as a kid, sketch comedy and wrestling, and that's now my life.
That is amazing.
You have managed
which
to
is
combine
weird.
the two.
Yes. It's bizarre. It's not only just the Rock interviews, but I did a Conan sketch as a wrestler where I was covered in duct tape.
Nice.
About unemployed WWE superstars. I interviewed a bunch of WWE superstars for Screen Junkies in these terrible interviews. Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Paige, Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder. It was just really, really, really dumb. And it was great. And it was like, I got to go, they took me and WWE was great. They took me and my fiance backstage, her first live wrestling show ever. Oh, nice. Backstage, I saw the gorilla position. I saw everyone getting ready. It was awesome. It was like the coolest thing in the world.
That is incredible.
That's astonishing.
So it's bizarre how my life is surrounded by wrestling, but I will take it.
Yeah,
I will.
I'm extremely jealous, especially if you get to meet Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan. Those are people I've watched them from their indie careers, met them just at a few small ROH shows and stuff, and they were incredible, genuinely nice guys every time.
Oh, Daniel Bryan was so I've met The Rock, I've worked with Jericho. For whatever reason, Daniel Bryan was the only guy I've ever gotten actual nervous with. Yeah. I mean, part of the thing is like doing those interviews with The Rock and the guys. I mean, it's a bit, but it's also it comes from it's like wrestling. You turn it up 10, but I've been able to do it where I can just, despite my stuttering, I turn on the stumbling and stuttering
use it to
more
your advantage.
Right.
But it's not. I don't actually get nervous when I meet The Rock. I don't get. It's great, but it's like. When the camera cuts, it's like, hey man, what's going on? Oh, nothing much, but it's a fun bit. It's the best bit I've ever done. But when I met Daniel Bryan, for whatever reason, I got super nervous. It's
that natural raw charisma he has.
Yeah. Just something about him. It's a little. He's intimidating for such a small frame dude.
I think the thing is because he cares about the craft of it, and it's not like he doesn't like the fans or the pomp, but you can tell
Yeah, he's a very
don't do fanboy stuff because he doesn't care about that.
Yeah,
Right.
from everything he's even back to those old Arch days when I saw him, he was very Punk was in the same regard as a very like he loves the craft wrestling, love wrestling itself, and he's fine with all the big stuff, but he cares about the really technical part of it.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah,
and I think the thing about Daniel Bryan, and I'll say this about like Dolph Ziggler, especially The Rock and Chris Jericho, and I think why Dolph hasn't done it yet, but he will. They're very self-aware.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think some guys maybe aren't, especially in the past.
Yeah.
But and that's one thing about Jericho. He knows who he is. Like I know who I am. You got to like as a comedian, especially when you play yourself or doing bits like yourself. You need to know who you are and your strengths and weaknesses, so you don't come off like an asshole. They know they're very self-aware, and they know how they can step outside themselves to see how people interact and see that through full 360 thing.
So, yeah, I've always respected the hell out of them for that too, because they pull off, especially Jericho, because he rides that line of an asshole but a lovable asshole so well. It's incredible.
He's got each of his characters, you know, good or bad, babyface or heel. He's got them so down, and he can turn the crowd on the drop of a hat. I am honestly shocked that Dolph Ziggler hasn't broken bigger than he is, because he's probably the best worker they've got in the stable right now.
Yeah, no, totally. I think. Well, there's a lot of good guys. There's Dean. There's Seth. I mean, there's a lot of good dudes. What was cool about the You and the Comedy Central project was they came to us with Chris Jericho. They're like, "What do you guys think about using Chris Jericho?" We were like, I was a wrestling fan. Clint was a semi-wrestling fan. He watched it a lot as a kid, but we knew he did Groundlings, and we knew he was a performer, and truly never knew anything about wrestling. But then he started catching up, and Chris actually got us SummerSlam tickets, and now truly probably watches more wrestling than all of us.
Yeah, that's incredible. You can't hope for anything better in life than to become a wrestler / comedian / just have them surrounded by you.
Yeah. It's neat.
Yeah,
but it's not too bad. It's not too shabby.
Nice. Really quick, I want to say we were talking about trailers. The Star Wars one, Ant-Man trailer though came out not long ago. Yeah. We haven't talked about it on this podcast yet. Have you guys seen it?
I did. I actually watched it yesterday. Finally.
Nice.
I have indeed. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I've been looking forward to Ant-Man for a while now.
See, I've been back and forth on it because I'm such a big Edgar Wright fan, and the fact that he walked off the project, I kind of dismissed it for a long time.
Well, you know, the thing is, I get that, and I trust Kevin Feige a lot, and I have a feeling it became about like it was probably too standalone-ish versus like not being integrated, and everything's integrated now. And look, I think Edgar Wright should be doing Edgar Wright movies.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think, look, get Adam McKay to punch it up. Get the director is very good, and I think it can be a really good movie. And I think it's small, and it needs to be small, and I think it's going to get a lot of flack for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it needs to be contained. It needs to be smaller. The scope needs to be. Avengers apparently is just ridiculous.
Right.
So bring the scope down. Like it does, the stakes can still be high while the scope is like small. Like it's an Ant-Man, so obviously it's going to be small in and of itself.
Right.
But just build that, and I think it could be really, really. I think it'd be really good. I love Paul Rudd, so
Oh yeah, me too.
For a while, I was more worried about the Avengers. I'm not now, but I thought the Avengers was going to be the Iron Man 2 of the movies because it's all set up. I think this one's setting up
when they announced
the other movies.
Yeah, when they announced Avengers 3 was 2 parts, that was my immediate concern because I hate when movies just set up for setup for setup.
Which was really what brought down Amazing Spider-Man 2. As much as we talked up the better stuff about Amazing Spider-Man 2, we're actually fans of that on the podcast here.
I want to admit that.
I will proudly admit that there were things in Amazing Spider-Man 2 that I, as a hardcore dyed-in-the-wool Spider-Man's my favorite character Spider-Man fan, liked. But I will also point out that there were massive flaws, and the massive flaws were basically Sony thought they could get a franchise out of a single character the way Marvel's building a franchise out of a team. So,
yeah. I mean, look, I like Garfield and I love Emma Stone. I like their chemistry, but and I like the first one. I did not care for.
Yeah.
That.
I know I'm in the minority. I understand.
Look, I like Superman Returns more than Man of Steel, so I'm that guy.
Actually, I'll back you on that one. Man of Steel broke my heart.
Yeah. Too much killy going on for me in that film.
Yeah, and I like that it sounds like they're at least attempting to address it from what they're, the lip service they're paying to it, that they're attempting to address it with Dawn of Justice. I'm hoping that Dawn of Justice gives that point service more than just.
I hope so too. I hope I'm completely wrong about my opinions on Man of Steel and the upcoming movies. I don't feel like it's the same creative team, so I don't think I will be wrong, but I hope I am.
Yeah, I'm
absolutely right there with you.
How do you guys feel about the Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe?
I'm happy for it, although disappointed that it's Peter Parker, not Miles Morales. I was looking forward to possible Miles.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Exactly the same. Yeah, I've had a short Twitter conversation after it was announced with Al Kennedy from House to Astonish, where we were both talking like, Donald Glover should have had this role. Unfortunately, he's probably aged out of it. And then, of course, the most recent announcement, not only is it Peter, but it's 15 to 16-year-old Peter. Why don't you get a 15 to 16-year-old Miles Morales? Or hell, get a black kid and call him Peter. If you have to have the Peter Parker name, he still doesn't need to be a white dude.
It would be hilarious if they pissed off everyone and did a white Miles Morales.
That's right. That's how you do it.
Oh, that would
piss
be
off
the
entire world in one, especially with all the whitewashing stuff going on.
The internet would destroy itself.
It would self-implode. We'd have to start. It'd be Escape from L.A. At the end of it, we'd have to start over all over again.
Yeah, that's going to be gnarly.
Incredible. But
hey, that was a good segue, by the way, sir.
Oh yeah, we did have that. This is a
natural podcast, and it's jazz.
That's right. We got freeform going on. No, yeah, because all the franchise stuff going on now with everything based on something. I really want to talk about what would you guys actually like to see come out of that? What's a franchise or a medium that you would like to see transition in other forms? Because I was thinking about this yesterday. Speaking of Escape from LA, of course, I want an Escape from New York game, open world game, like GTA style. I want that now.
I want a bunch of that would be awesome. I want a bunch of terrible expanded universe Fast and the Furious movie. I'm sorry. You remember the expanded universe Star Wars books
of course,
that were terrible that I read all the time in high school?
I am still reading them. My brother's letting me catch up on his copies.
Yeah. I want that for the Furious characters.
I want
really bad, terrible books about the Furious characters. That would be the most meta thing in the world.
That would be incredible. Just have you could have a Shaw Brothers series of books. You could have a Dom Toretto, just what's going on before and after.
Dom Toretto in space,
oh my god, see that would be the mecca there.
Hobbs versus evil Hobbs. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
you're actually pitching ideas that I want to see happen, because the franchise is basically a cartoon at this point, and I mean that in the best way possible. But I mean, if we're going that far, then yeah, just take it to the fucking limit. Fuck the envelope, just push it as far as you can. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's a really terrible idea. No one's gonna do, but
right, of course, but it's a terrible idea that could have just so much fun that it's. If you had the right people behind it, you can make the best B movie whatevers. If there's a B movie book, I don't know, those crazy pulp books from the 30s, just bring that style back and do it just for this kind of storytelling. That'd be amazing. Mine was, I thought I would really like to see a Twin Peaks comic that kind of fills in the events between the 25 years of what happened at the end of season 2 and what's going to happen at the beginning of the Showtime series.
No, that'd be great. I think that'd be especially because they're not doing the show anymore.
Did they actually shut it down when David Lynch?
Well, I don't think they officially shut it down, but Finch is out, so I don't know.
Yeah, Finch is completely out, but Mark Frost is still involved, so I still have that glimmer of hope. It'll at least sound like Twin Peaks.
But is that worth it?
Like Twin Peaks.
Is that worth it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the dilemma, because it's his sensibilities all over it. As much as Mark Frost was a co-creator, it's definitely a David Lynch property. And if David Lynch is watching, I'm surprised.
I said David Finch like a fool, so I don't want to get I apologize.
No, we glazed over that nicely.
Yeah, okay. It's an easy mistake to make, but yeah, I am shocked that Showtime hasn't just thrown literal handfuls of money at David Lynch until he comes back.
I'm sure he is. I don't think David Lynch uses money in a conventional sense.
That's actually a really good point.
I don't think he breathes oxygen.
Probably not.
I just think he's just pure energy at this point. So like, it's like Star Trek. It's like, oh, we don't have need for your money.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, my favorite David Lynch moment was in an interview he was talking about, and I've seen him say this before, about how Eraserhead is actually his most spiritual film, and the interviewer asked him to elaborate on that, and his answer was no.
Okay.
Yep. I want Dwayne Johnson in a David Lynch movie.
Ooh,
Oh my god. Dude, you were just the best idea machine. That sounds amazing. Just on paper, that sounds crazy awesome.
Really quick side note about great ideas. I was watching movie fights with the championship one. I want to see your Game of Thrones extremely bad now.
Yeah, that kind of took off.
Yeah, and you got robbed at that point though, and the title, in my opinion. I don't.
Look, it's Andy's job's not easy. He gets a lot of flack.
I agree.
So I'm never going to criticize fully. You know, it's but I think we'll. I like that one. I felt I could have won that one, and I felt like I kind of blew it on the Harry Potter one. I mean, check it out. It's a great time to watch.
Oh, it's a great episode.
A lot of fun.
It's. I mean, movie fights in general. I love the concept and I love the execution. But that episode was like the epic 2 hours or something like that on top of it.
Yeah, no, it was exhausting. Like I took a 4-hour nap. I think afterwards, just because
just nonstop fighting.
It's intense, and like the hardest one was like the best movie of the century, and you didn't want to be neither of us were trying to be dicks to each other about that one because you don't want that, I'll watch any of those movies, but it was but then we got into it when like Dan yelled at me about doing the I did 3 verses of the Oompa Loompa song making fun of his character, so which he deserved.
All's fair in love and war, and that was a war, so it's okay.
Absolutely.
No, it's fun. Well, I'm glad you guys like the show.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm definitely a fan of that.
It's a tremendous amount of fun.
It really is.
I think that's what Screen. I mean, I do stuff for Screen Junkies, but I'm not like I'm not full time there because I do stuff everywhere else. But I think that's what they do more than anyone else is the amount of fun Screen Junkies has is just great. It's fun. It's funny. It's not just like, hey, we're reviewing movies, and because I think movie review is great. I just think like you need a different angle to it, and I think they have like honest, good fun.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, I am fucking addicted to honest trailers.
Yeah.
It's great.
I watch those every week.
I'm a huge fan. Sometimes I get to watch them put it together, and it's just it's a ton of fun.
Yeah, I can imagine it's a blast.
Yeah, what I've always loved about Screen Junkies is because they, like you said, they're not just reviews, not just straightforward. You can actually get behind the product and like be a fan of it and kind of fan out and geek out over different aspects of it instead of just being like, oh, it's a review, it's a this, it's a that.
Yeah, and it's not just like, look, what I do, I look at what I do is I'm not a movie reviewer. I'm just a guy. I'm a loud guy who likes stuff, and my opinion should be taken as, I believe what I say, but take it with a grain of salt. Yeah. It's like, I'm a big dumb guy who doesn't know a lot of stuff.
That's the best part though, because you realize that don't take it too seriously. Like some movie reviewers, I'll go unnamed, where they act like their opinion is judge, jury, and executioner for every film.
Right. Well, the most interesting thing I ever found out was like, so I started doing Screen Junkies, but I started doing Conan's. I did a lot of sketches for Conan. And, my career has kind of picked up in the last 2 years, which is fantastic. And I have these great fans. I have these wonderful, tremendous fans that I love more than anything in the world. Every once in a while, you get some, like, I got a couple of, like, when I started doing a lot more Conan stuff, and even this, I got a couple. They're like, wait a minute, you're an actor? you're an actor? But when you're talking about, like, and then you see them figuring it out. I was like, so wait, were you acting on Screen Junkies? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
It's like, you're a liar. I was like, I'm not. That's acting.
Yeah,
man.
It's character. It's a bit. Come on.
And because like the thing is with Screen Junkies, my movie fights guy is nothing like my interview guy, who's nothing like my how to fix guy. It might as well be 3 different things.
I'm not going to
yell at Tyrese.
Yeah.
Yeah. I first encountered you, I want to say, on how to fix the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle franchise. I think that was the first thing I ever saw you on, and you had some really salient points on that. But yeah, you were also the guy with the. I think did you have the nunchucks or the sai?
I think it was Raphael because I'm the dick.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. And yeah,
that was fun going to Target and Toys R Us. I gotta buy 4 costumes for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a blast.
That was fun. Yeah. Well, like, look, I love movies. It's second to sports of my loves. Well, fiance.
Yeah.
Right.
Sports/wrestling.
Glad you fix that.
I like stuff. And look, I'm a writer. I've gotten paid to make some stuff. I'm not like, I'm not like I want the career to grow and build. But like, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else, but I know where things fall apart, and you can see where things fall apart. And I just like good things. I never want to. My dream is to never bitch about a movie.
That's a dream we all want.
Yeah, I think people do want to hate things to hate them. Like, there's all this like DC versus like Marvel crap, and that's just completely the most boring thing ever.
Really quick, I just said, did you guys see that like really genuine Marvel and DC tweet last week?
Yeah, when
no, I did. What was that?
When DC was leaving New York, Marvel tweeted back a GIF, one of the touching moments from Guardians of the Galaxy, saying goodbye. It was a genuine, heartfelt moment from two rival.
They all work together. Like they're like how many guys because they don't do those exclusive contracts anymore.
Yeah, which I feel like that was a big misstep for them. I know that was oh God, what was his name? Bill Jemas. I really feel like that was a Jemas thing because Jemas was, Captain Competitive. He was the one trying to fuck everybody over, including people who worked for him. So I'm glad they kind of got rid of the whole exclusive contract deal.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know. I haven't been following as much comics in the last 2 or 3 years. Ever since New 52, it was just more coincidence. I was like, okay, I'll cut back because I don't go to stores anymore. I buy it all digitally, so I only buy 2 or 3.
No.
A week.
What are you reading right now?
Yeah, like Convergence, I guess, which I'm done with already.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
That was.
I'm a big Green Lantern fan. I was a big what got me back into I got really into comics the most 10 years ago when I was living in New York, and the Jeff Johns Teen Titans Green Lantern stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Jeff Johns guy. I like what he does. 99% of it.
Yeah.
It's very it's kind of like he writes Marvel movies essentially.
He really does, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean they're very similar, which is ironic that the DC movies are the tone they are, because I know he has a lot of control, but I think he has more control over TV.
I believe so. I'm not pausing on that, but I think he had a lot of control. Didn't he? Wasn't he executive producer on the Green Lantern films?
Well, that got shit to
so
death.
I think they moved him kind of to you can go do TV for a while.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy. I like his style, and it looks like he's going to be writing less and less. But
yeah, he's high up enough in the company that he just doesn't have the time to do the projects he used to do. I remember when he first came on, he was doing 5 books a month. He did 4 for DC, and then he was writing. That was when he was writing Avengers for Marvel back in the day. So yeah, he's a workhorse. He can knock it out, but he's got so many responsibilities as one of the big corporate guys that his writing just has to take a sidestep.
Yeah, and I don't blame him at all.
Yeah, he definitely earned to get away for a while.
You work so you don't have to.
Yeah,
exactly.
Very much so. And look, this is kind of loose connected. Did you hear the Mark Ruffalo interview he did about Hulk, and he kind of explained why Hulk hadn't had a solo film yet?
It makes sense.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, and I can't believe so many people forgot about that, because that's how the distribution deals were initially set up before the Disney buyout.
Yeah, I'm glad he brought it up, because that was a point that, like you said, I haven't heard brought up since the last Hulk films.
Yeah. It's kind of nice to cut through the bullshit of, well, we're not sure Hulk could support his own film. We're not sure this. We're not sure that. Just fucking say that you don't want to share money with Universal over distribution rights. We're fine with that.
I think that's also true.
Yeah.
I think that's also true. Like, maybe they can't do that. Maybe it would be too tough. Like,
I've had a pitch for a second Hulk film for a couple of years now, and I really feel like if you just take a look at what Mark Waid was doing with Indestructible Hulk, i.e., Bruce Banner works for S.H.I.E.L.D., occasionally hulks out when he does, point him at something and let him hit it until he stops hulking out, mix that in with the origin of the Red Hulk, you've got a film.
Or wouldn't that be a better TV show?
Actually, you're right. That actually could work as a TV show. But my only concern would be the special effects. If you've got two Hulks on screen, that's a lot of CGI.
Yeah, no, totally.
Hey, getting closer and closer.
I think you could Daredevil it. Yeah. Daredevil was interesting.
Fantastic.
I've been what have you thought about it, Nick? Because I've been digging Daredevil for everything so far, to be honest.
I watched the whole thing. I was sick this weekend, so I got to watch it, and I wasn't really looking forward to it because the marketing of it just was like driving.
Oh, the marketing was kind of shit.
Well, the whole the teaser of the teaser of the teaser thing.
Yeah, can we agree as a nation to stop that? Or
stop putting out teaser trailers for trailers.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst thing.
Yeah, that was I'm really excited for the Batman Superman trailer, but with the thing Snyder put up where it was just the 5 seconds of shot. Like, I don't care, and people are geeking out over it. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, we're all doomed.
Yeah. One day closer at a time.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm into George Carlin for a second there, dude.
Yeah, well, hey, I would be a comedian if I didn't hate myself and everything else. But are you guys pumped for the event? I'm sure it's weird. Like, I see this Avengers sucks stuff, and I'm like, look, you can. There's a way I feel about the Avengers and Guardians. Like, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't want to be friends with you if you don't like those movies and think they were fun, because you just don't seem like a really fun guy.
No,
No, absolutely. I'm actually going to, hopefully, after we end the podcast today, I'm going to go pick up double feature tickets at my local theater. They're actually screening Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron as a double feature, so I'm super stoked for that.
Oh, that's very cool.
I want to go see it. I'll be in Austin at the time it debuts, which is awesome. But my friends are going to that ridiculous Alamo marathon of every Marvel Cinematic Universe film.
Yeah, my buddy's doing that too. It's my buddy.
It's like, I would want to do that, but I don't think I can. I don't have the endurance for that.
Yeah, there's a serious butt-numbathon quality to that I'm just not sure I can muster yet.
And then
if I was single, I think I could do it.
Yeah, there's that too.
I guess you could take a break during Iron Man 2, during you can take a break during most of 3, and
I love 3.
Everyone
hates 3? I love 3.
I'm totally down with 3.
3 is kind of a big fuck you to comic book movies and fans, which they need.
Yeah,
and I'm a huge Shane Black fan.
Yeah,
and look, not everything worked, but it had balls, and I'd rather. All these movies are so cookie cutter and safe. I'd rather see something different. And the cool thing that Marvel's doing that I don't think anyone else is doing is they're not making superhero movies. They're making different genre movies.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie because it's like this adult thriller type of movies I love. I mean, hell, it has. It's a 70s thriller. It has
a 70s spy movie with a dude who throws a shield really hard.
Plus, Robert Redford's in it. How more 70s thriller can you get? Guardians was this great space romp opera that I loved. That was great. Iron Man 3 was a Shane Black movie, which are some of my favorite movies ever. I love Shane Black. I honestly think people are almost too immature to watch that movie.
I will give you the point that I was very respectful. They had the balls to go out. I just wasn't a big fan of the, not even the villain, but what was the villain's name? Not the fake out. The
Aldrich Killian.
Yeah, the Killian.
And Aldrich Killian was basically the melter, which I loved because it basically means we got this third-rate Iron Man villain as the number one villain in a movie, which was supposed to be the Mandarin. I fucking love that switch. That talking about balls, your fucking villain's the fucking melter. I loved it. And I also, that was the same year that Dark Knight Rises came out, and everyone called Talia al Ghul. It wasn't even a secret, but they still tried to play it like a big revelation. Nobody fucking knew that the Mandarin wasn't the Mandarin.
True.
And look, the Mandarin, it was compelling, but I thought it was more compelling and realistic that someone built this guy. I mean,
exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's just, and everybody was kind of angry at the whitewashing of Ben Kingsley, but what it was this whole other turn that nobody saw coming. That was fucking genius.
Yeah, I really like that.
Colby, you're wrong.
Okay. I'll shut up about it.
Yeah,
your ideas are bad, and you should feel bad.
I'll go stand.
Yeah, idiot.
I'll go stand in the corner for a while, and you guys can continue on.
It's now a blah blah podcast or blah blah comics blah blah curse words with Derek and Nick Mundy.
Okay. Stole my job pretty quick, Nick. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's fine. We'll have you on as a guest.
I look forward to it, I guess.
Cool.
Awesome. But
all right, well, come back soon. Come back. AM radio with some conservative talking points.
Yeah.
I changed it for the worst.
No.
Oh God.
That's the once a year special podcast we'll have. Talking points. Anyway, while we're on Marvel and stuff, did you guys see the set pictures for the Purple Man and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and all that?
I did it, but I do have thoughts on that. I do hope Daredevil worked because that tone and the grittiness worked because that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Right.
But hold on, sorry.
No problem.
No, I don't know where the cats are. Sorry.
Nope.
Word.
It's okay.
You could
Totally
just cut all
saying
this out. No, I loved how dark. I don't love dark and gritty to be dark and gritty. I don't like the Nolanization, for a better word, that has nothing to do with Nolan, of movies. I didn't like Superman 9/11 Zod.
Yeah.
And, making out with Lois Lane. But it worked with Daredevil because Daredevil's a dark character.
Yeah.
But I don't want Luke Cage to be dark. I don't want Luke Cage. I want 70s funky Luke Cage more than anything.
Right.
I want Jessica Jones should be like an Alias type thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully they all have
different
dark
moments.
Yeah, totally. Well, yeah, but I don't think it needs to be like
the constant in the shadows, grimy, gritty.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be arm chops up. Because one thing about Daredevil though, it almost got too violent. Maybe I'm getting old.
Actually, that's something we talked about when we reviewed Daredevil last week. That was one of my concerns, was that it was very violent to the point where it was almost discomforting. And my rationalization for it was, well, Daredevil is the adult superhero. He's
for sure.
That became a hero as an adult. He's the one that has adult relationships. His show should reflect that. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. There were some points in there where I was like, wow, they did that?
Yeah. There was I can't spoil stuff for a show because it's so weird because it's on Netflix. Like, I don't know when people are watching this. I don't want to spoil stuff, but there are definitely some very...
You can start spoiling next week.
Okay, good.
Makes sense.
We get time. But yeah, there were a few points in that show where it was just like, oh, look, is that guy going to do that? Oh, crap, they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess he's dead.
Yeah. And thankfully, Daredevil didn't actually kill anybody, but there was enough death kind of around him that it was a bit disquieting at times.
Yeah,
true. They did, but like I said, if they are smart, which they have proven to be extremely smart so far, I'm sure he'll be like the Batman of the team and just kind of be off in the shadows. Everyone else can be that fun character, and hopefully they'll balance it out, unless they do like you said, and go all dark.
Villainize it, yeah.
Which
I don't think they will, but I just hope they don't.
Yeah, I hope they don't. Although the set pictures seemed better, like how they're doing Purple Man was just David Tennant kind of wearing all purple instead of a straight comic, and he looked... The color, from what they were doing, it looked lighter, but then it's just set pictures, so who knows?
Right, exactly. It wasn't a lit scene.
What's the fourth show?
Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
they're doing Power Man and Iron Fist, but they're doing them in separate shows.
Okay.
And hopefully they don't go the Kari Andrews route for Iron Fist and make it really super dark and gritty. Hopefully they'll stick with the run that worked, which is the Matt Fraction run that everybody remembers and loves from more recently, which was very 70s chopsocky kung fu. I mean, you've got these two characters birthed out of the 70s blaxploitation and chopsocky movements. Keep that. That's part of their characters. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, no, I hope so. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, fingers crossed. That's, I think, how every superhero thing is right now. I'm like, fingers crossed it'll be good, and normally it pans out correctly. I'm just waiting for that big DC break to actually wake me up and go, see, we can do it too. And I think it may come, but I don't know. I'm just worried.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Or we'll just keep doing reboots.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait for the Justice League reboot in 2018.
Oh Lord.
Now, did you hear the Wonder Woman got a new director?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl,
I don't remember what she's done,
she
but
did
apparently.
Monster was her biggest one,
Oh, okay.
which doesn't help saying that the films won't be gritty and dark, and so I don't know. But
You know what else had directors and writers? The Spider-Man spin-off movies. So I guess that's
true.
all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
Good point.
Solid point. I think shut it down a little bit there.
I'm glad you're working on these movies, but let's
Make sure.
have the one movie come out and so it works.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to worry about making a great movie, don't worry about. The shared universe stuff sucks.
Yeah.
I hate make good movies and then if they work, then build a shared universe.
That's why
Right.
it worked with Marvel, because they almost earned the right to do a shared universe. They proved themselves 3 or 4 times. It was like, hey, we're going to try this, connect them more and more. That's why they're now. You can't do the retrofitting of, okay, no, this was all meant to be here. Now here it is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah. So, yeah. Are there any of the shared universe stuff you think will actually be good based on what we know today instead of the Marvel one?
Oh man.
I think that may have answered the question, though.
Yeah. Maybe Star Wars. Probably Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's true. Because they already had the groundwork laid. Admittedly, the
Although-
groundwork's almost 50 years old at this point, but
Although I do feel like this many movies makes it Star Wars less special.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
it's-
kind of been my fear.
Takes away the charm of, oh, it's another trilogy here. They are like, it's here, it's finally here. Now it's like, oh, we got another one next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that's kind of, I can see that happening. That's kind of what's going on with Marvel now, where even though we all get excited for the films when they're about to come out, I still get that feeling anytime they announce a new one of like, okay, we got another one coming out. And then trailers, all stuff, carbon, I get hyped up like, oh yeah. And then I'm excited, but I'm not excited until right then.
Yeah, releasing the film slate, I think, was one of the biggest mistakes both companies have made. We, the fans, don't need to know that you have movies plotted out through at least 2025 or whatever it is. I don't need to know that 6 years from now I get to watch an Inhumans film. Tell me in a couple of years when you start casting. Then I'll be excited.
Although I got pumped for Black Panther.
Yes. Yeah, I was super stoked to hear that we're finally getting Black Panther on screen, and he's getting his own film. So that's really something.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I'm pretty pumped for that.
No,
I gotta say, sorry, Colby.
Oh no, go ahead.
In regards to that, I have a lot of hope for the Valiant universe that they recently announced, doing a Valiant cinematic universe, mostly because they have the chance to do it much the same way Marvel did. They'll introduce Exo Man of War, they can introduce Archer and Armstrong, they can introduce Ninjak, and do these as separate films with loose ties that can come together, versus something like DC where they're like, we've got a Justice League, we want a piece of that Avengers money, let's just do it.
Yeah, no, I feel. I don't know much about it except I heard it's good. Although, except for Quantum and Woody, which would be like a dream project for me.
Oh yeah,
I could totally see you taking over some great Quantum and Woody stuff.
Well, that's what. Hopefully, the Wonder Twins works out well because we're thinking about it.
That really would be a dream fit. Another thing that would be incredible, and Valiant, knowing that's a company that takes all kinds of cool chances, I wouldn't say that's far off from happening.
Absolutely. Are there any other characters you'd really like to take a crack at? Like, what's your dream comics project if you had one? Would you do Green Lantern if you had the chance, or is that one that's you'd just rather read?
No, I would. I think there's a cool Green Lantern. I think there's a fun Green Lantern movie with the guys, with all 4 guys I think working together.
Nice.
I think you do it almost like a you almost do it like how Fast 5 works, where like different people are trying to bring an objective to things. I think it's got to be more than just a superhero. It's got to be like an Ocean's 11 type thing.
I can totally see that. Kyle Rayner is the wisecracker.
Guy. Yeah, Guy's the only comic book character I want to play.
Nice.
Who?
I'm sorry.
I was just say, who would you like to play, Derek? Freaking this, so.
Play?
Yeah, go for it.
If I were any kind of actor, especially in this project, I would not mind taking on the Kyle Rayner role. I love Kyle. He's my Green Lantern. So, the idea of the rookie who's a comic book artist who is also Green Lantern and potentially like the Green Lantern Messiah or whatever they ended up making him, which wasn't great, but still, yeah. Okay. I would definitely take on the Kyle part for sure.
Dude, you guys are halfway to that film, it sounds like.
They can get someone better for me on my part.
Oh yeah, like I say, I'm not actually even an actor.
I'm also a big Booster Gold fan. I think that awesome. I think Booster, the whole getting sponsored thing, I think that plays. There was a lot of DC projects we were interested in, and the guys we're working with were trying to set up some projects, and eventually we get down to Wonder Twins. So that was available. So. Which is a lot of fun. It's going to be kind of like the 21 Jump Street version of it, and it's going to be...
That really does sound like really awesome. Do you have any idea of when we could possibly see anything from that?
It depends. I mean, it's in development.
Okay.
So it's going to be a while, I think. Like, we're just writing it and developing it and develop the characters. So, and then they have to take it to another outlet for distribution. So we're a few steps away, but it's because we're just hired to be writers, and there's a good chance like Clint could direct and we could play different parts, but it's going to take a little bit to get them.
That's still really cool and exciting because what I love about hearing new projects pop up like that. I love when it's hero properties that we never thought we'd ever see on any kind of screen.
Yeah, and I think like we're doing it as like funny as possible without it being a parody. That's
right.
Yeah, I think it's for a show or for characters like that. I think it's the best way to go too because it'd be very hard to do a like dramatic, serious take on Wonder Twins.
Well, yeah. I mean, the funny thing about it is like we actually did research when we pitched it, like we did, and they were like an Extreme Justice like an issue in 1996, which is hilarious. Yeah. And we found out that they were basically everyone was high on cocaine at Hanna-Barbera. Right. And they were like, hey, we need the Super Friends need more Super Friends. Let's give them powers. Hey, I saw these Donnie and Marie Osmond. The kids they're the cool kids. Make them like that. So they're basically ripoffs of Donnie and Marie Osmond. That's
fantastic. I had no idea.
Because they were the cool kids in
the early 70s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
and then the monkey must have just been the cocaine. I mean,
Gleek, I will say this. I'll just straight up. Gleek's not in the first batch of stuff.
Well, can't have everything.
He will be. There'll be touches of Gleek. Yeah.
Okay. So. Excellent.
Okay. You almost lost me there, but I'm back now.
It was tough to get Gleek in.
Yeah.
It's tough to get Gleek in. You gotta. But like we're building for like a long haul. It's like a show. It's like season 2 is Gleek.
Yeah, well that's why I love Daredevil so much that it's not built for like here they didn't start here's the lecture, here's a costume, here's Bullseye, here's this. It's actually you kind of earn, all I'm saying you work your way up and you earn the costume, you earn Kingpin, you earn hints of Bullseye, you earn all this stuff, and then season 2, season 3, maybe they'll pop up, maybe they won't. So I think that way is a great way to go.
Yeah, you don't want to give it all away. Yeah, we got to get over that. Everyone hates Zan's powers, so
right.
Yeah, there you go. You don't can't whore your product out. It's like take everything. You got to hold some back there.
It's hilarious how lazy they were too with the animation and stuff. So it was just fantastic.
Well, that really, I'm excited about that product. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, I'm very. It's like doing this. Hopefully, you get to do more of these and working on a new feature. So with the guys and. Hopefully some cool projects. Get more Conan, more Screen Junkies. I'm really excited.
That's all I love hearing now. Don't have quite as much going on right now, but hopefully soon. So
yeah, keep it up.
Yeah,
just you got everyone listening to it. You just got to keep hustling. Yeah. I've been doing this for almost 10 years now.
Very nice. Yeah, that's
it. It's cost me friendships, relationships. It's a lot of work, a lot of sleepless nights. But if you want to do it, you got to do it and keep trying because. It's not luck. It's really not luck. I mean, I feel lucky and fortunate, but it's not luck. It's just
you don't just fall into it.
Yeah, you look at Jericho and The Rock. Yeah. Those guys don't stop working.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And if you're fans of them, that's the biggest thing you should take from them is how hard they work.
Yep, that's definitely true. That's like I said, I think the only project I have coming up right now. I am going in the studio this weekend to hopefully start the recording for my band's second album. So,
that's great, fantastic. Yeah. Send me the links when you're.
I definitely will, because so look for Crescent Rose 2 sometime this year, hopefully.
Absolutely.
And then me and my artist will be debuting the first issue of our comic this next month. We're going to be hitting the con shows here in Texas. I mentioned it last podcast. I'll mention it again on this podcast. We'll be at Amicon May 9th. We'll be at the Dallas Comic-Con, the big one. Nathan Fillion is going to be there. Stan Lee's going to be there. Adam West and Burt Ward are going to be there. And we'll have a creator table there on
nice.
the 3-day show, May 28th through the 30th. And then we'll also there's a couple of shows here, in smaller shows, in August in the Amarillo, Lubbock area. We'll also be showing up at. So, yeah.
The favorite part of everyone's podcast, the plugs, all the plugs.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, keep it, send me the comic book too. My fiance is an artist, so
fantastic.
We're big we're big fans.
Nice.
Yeah, so send it over.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's close enough to the business where we're not dating actresses, comedians. I know people that are married to it's nightmare city.
Yeah.
This type of thing where it's like, oh, we can help each other, but not directly be in competition.
Yeah, it's like, we can help you, but not here, not now.
Yeah, well, it's like two freelance artists. This is a fun, stable thing. No,
yeah, I can't even imagine. I mean, something like
it's fine. I mean, we met at the right time. I don't believe in fate and stuff, but it worked out nicely. It's not a bad thing. Just planning a wedding is tough. Planning a wedding is tough,
especially when you got to move it around for The Rock all year.
Yeah, well, hopefully San Andreas. Hopefully one's coming up soon, so we'll see. But guys, thank you for all your support. And
no problem at all. It's been it's a pleasure having you on here and have you actually just getting to talk around about everything.
I can't wait to do it again. Yeah, please clean out the stuttering.
I'll do my best, but no promises. There may be a stutter or two left in.
That's fine.
This has been absolutely tremendous. Nick,
well, thanks so much,
the
guys.
Best guest. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. You guys take care, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Definitely. You too, man.
Take care.
All right, take care.